Hello and welcome to Extra Time with the England B Team podcast, and in today's episode we'll be building our combined 11s for the home nations. If you didn't know that, that's England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland.
Yes, we are deliberately not putting in the Republic of Ireland.
Yes.
I'm making sure of this because it's not a home nation. I saw one the other day and it said the British Isles combined 11. I was like, you be very careful what you were saying there, mate.
We're careful here.
So the Republic of Ireland are not included in this.
But we are only allowed the maximum of 4 players from one nation.
Yeah.
And I think we have at least 2.
Yeah, it looks like it.
From each nation.
Yeah, it's pretty balanced.
Who have you got in goal then?
First place, well, I think you've went a bit more modern than I have.
Yeah, that's the thing. So Gareth's gone more all-time. I've gone a bit more modern, but with one all-timer, which is,
I think for certain countries I had to go a bit old-time because, like, okay, my goalkeeper's Pat Jennings. So Northern Irish people will know Pat Jennings very well. Legendary goalkeeper. Over 1,000 appearances, played with Tottenham for a long time, 119 caps for Northern Ireland, which was not easy considering the fact that Northern Ireland didn't really qualify for anything. Pat Jennings was a great goalkeeper, won the FA Cup with Tottenham and Arsenal, widely regarded. Yeah, scored a goal in Charity Shield, 67 I think. Wow. Yeah, like as a Northern Irish person, I can't not pick Pat Jennings. Enough. So who have you got?
So I surprisingly haven't gone with an English goalkeeper.
Well, that's not that
I went
surprising,
for Craig Gordon.
Right,
Sunderland legend. I think, I don't remember too much of him, but he was pretty solid back in the day in the Premier League. He's still playing now. He's 41.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's he playing for? Is he back in Scotland?
Was it Hibernian? I'm not sure.
Was
but
it Hibs?
Craig Gordon, yeah.
I suppose when you think
reliable
of
goalkeeper over the years, and
there has
Hearts is that.
Okay, there isn't much to choose from really in goalkeepers.
No. But at right back, I did go for the Englishman. I went for Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker. I went with Gary Neville.
Okay, yeah. Probably the best 2 right backs we've had from the last 20 years.
I would take Kyle Walker as well though.
Yeah,
but
I've gone for Kyle Walker.
I think that's definitely got to be an English person, hasn't it? There's no standout. Like Scotland had Alan Hutton, but let's be honest, Hutton's not getting ahead of Kyle Walker.
Wales they've got Nico Williams now. I can't think who had that before.
I can't think of anyone now. Welsh right backs, like, let's be honest. So that was going to be English.
I think we agreed on centre back partnership.
Looks like it, yeah. Well, I've thrown in Johnny Evans just because of a bit of a resurgence this year as well. Back in the United team, still bossing it for Northern Ireland. Yeah. Northern Ireland legend.
The resurgence is crazy. This season is crazy.
Yeah, it is great.
Really impressive. Yeah.
Man, he's been alongside Varane in some games as well and looked comfortable in anything. He's 35. He's rocking it.
And a lot of people said they really regret selling him at United.
They shouldn't have sold him.
Yeah.
They really shouldn't have sold him. He did great. He won the league with Leicester as well. No, superb player. Massive fan of Johnny Evans. So he was an automatic choice for me. And then who do you want?
John Terry. Yeah.
There we are.
For me, probably the best English centre back I've seen. In my
I think
arguably
of all time.
Of course,
to be honest,
if you're going all time, it could have gone for Bobby Moore, but I don't have any knowledge on Bobby Moore.
It's a bit too far from me even as well.
I guess other players as well we could have added, but yeah, Johnny Evans, John Terry.
We'll go with that. Happy enough.
Partnership.
Left back.
You have another Englishman here.
Yeah, like to be honest, in any combined 11, if Ashley Cole can go into it, Ashley Cole goes into it. He's the best left back of all time.
I get it. But I added my second, and I only had 2 Scottish players.
You're token Scotsman.
Andy Robertson.
Man, getting Scottish people to this. No offense to Scottish people, but you guys are shite. It's so hard to think of Scottish players to get into this. Andy Robertson, man.
Yeah, I think going more all time, it was a bit easier for Scottish players, maybe.
Maybe a wee bit. Yeah. Scotland have had some great players
like
of all time.
You could have had as well.
More in the front than midfield.
I went for Andy Robertson left back. Of course, he's been brilliant for Liverpool. Ashley Cole. If I could have selected 5 English players, I would. But I can only have 4. And I have 2 more to add.
It is hard to do this. Yeah. I'm curious if people at home do it as well, who they're going to get.
What formation have you gone for?
4-3-3.
4-3-3, okay.
Wow, sort of like it's a bit
4-2-4.
Yeah, it's a bit higgledy-piggledy.
Okay, I've gone 4-4-2, and it looks like we both have. So at left mid, I have Gareth Bale.
Yeah, Gareth Bale goes in for me as well.
Easy, for me, probably the best British player I've seen.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Definitely the best winger I've ever seen. Yeah, as a pure winger, one of my favourites, and achieved amazing things on the international stage with Wales. Pulled them to a World Cup on his own, pretty much.
Yep.
Superb. Yeah, Gareth Bale was an automatic choice for me, not a no-brainer.
And central midfielders?
What about Gaza?
Okay,
I could not leave Gaza out for me personally.
I went for Steven Gerrard as my English one.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. England have been spoiled in that position as well.
That's the thing, I could have had Lampard, I could have Beckham in there as well.
Gerrard did do a job for England as well, to be fair to him, so on that level.
So, probably the captain of his team as well, probably. Terry as well, but Gerrard, Gascoigne, I never really saw much of him. I mean, also you've kind of more been into, maybe if you went around to watch him, but also you kind of followed him a bit more as well.
I did, yeah. I'm a wee bit, I wasn't quite old enough to remember Gaza, but Like, I still know who he was.
Yeah,
I watched a
of
lot of
course.
videos of Gaza since
Yeah.
then. And it's Gaza, man, you know.
And you have a bit of it's your first real old time apart from Pat Jennings.
Well, I went with Graham Souness in midfield. I think an underrated player who sort of gets overshadowed a bit by his punditry and his.
A lot of people do say he was just incredible, though.
Well, like, okay, people. I think he's most well known for hating Paul Pogba, but he's allowed to have an opinion on Paul Pogba because he was the Liverpool captain. I was looking up his trophies here: 3 Champions Leagues or European Cups. 5 league titles, 3 English Super Cups, Scottish champion as well, Scottish league winner. Like, these are ridiculous stats, and he was captain in the midfield. He was a superb player, hard as nails, great control of the ball, ran all day. Graham Souness was an automatic option for me.
Yeah, so I was also, because mine is a bit more from the last 20 years. I was considering Darren Fletcher, but I went for Aaron Ramsey in the end.
Yeah,
because there was that point at Arsenal, he was incredible, but also in Wales he's been really
he was good. And Darren Fletcher, I have a lot of respect for Darren Fletcher, but he's not, I don't know, you wouldn't say he's a technically gifted player. It's his attitude.
Yeah, probably. Like, he played hundreds of games.
He's Fergie's secret weapon
Ramsey
as well.
probably reached a higher level. Maybe Fletcher won more playing for United, but Ramsey, he was incredible player on his day. And I probably think the right midfielder, probably the easiest player to put in the team, just because if you have to pick only a certain amount of players in one nation, and you can only have to have at least 2 from one nation, probably putting George Best in is very easy.
Yeah, I think Georgie Best kind of has to go in, doesn't he? And I'm not sure.
So this is the one player outside of the last 20 years for me, but again, like, even though I haven't seen him play, it's kind of common knowledge of how good he was.
Yeah, and also, like, how many British players have managed to win European Player of the Year? Not many. Yeah, Michael Owen managed it as well, didn't he? Did Gary Lineker manage it? I don't think many British players have managed European Player of the Year. George Best did. So on that level, and he did, when United won the European Cup, until he was 26, he was the best. Okay, his career took a bit of a nosedive after that, but no, Georgie Best, automatic one for him. I've got him in there as well,
And so we have 2 strikers then. 2 out and out strikers.
Who have you got? Give me your first.
Wayne Rooney.
Yeah, totally get
English
that.
Player. Probably the best English striker I've seen. He could have had Shearer, could have had Harry Kane.
Shearer never really did it for England for me, and no, Rooney. If I was picking an English one, it would be Rooney. But
I would say my second striker. I'm with Mark Hughes.
Great player, to be fair.
Maybe just a little bit outside of my lifetime, but I've saw a bit more of him than Ian Rush, for example.
I was a huge fan of Hughesy, to be fair.
Yeah, great at Chelsea.
United as well.
Super reliable. He scored some really big goals, especially in the FA Cup
technically brilliant player as well. Yeah, like played good football.
He's apparently also proper
strong,
scary. You want to back you in a fight.
But Hughesy, he could play nowadays. He has that. He has a modern football brain. He was a wee bit ahead of his time in many ways. Mark Hughes. He was a great player. That's a good shout. Yeah, and a good combination up front. I can see them working.
Yeah, I think so too. Who have you got then?
Ian Rush. I went with as well. A lot of Liverpool lads in this team, but that Liverpool team in the 80s was the team, probably the greatest British team of all time, arguably for the longevity of it. Maybe Fergie's United would get close, but Liverpool in the 80s were incredible. So Ian Rush, kind of an automatic choice for me as well. And then with Kenny Dalglish, because I was trying to get a couple more Scots into the team.
Very nice.
Kenny Dalglish was a wonderful player, and I'd say most Scottish people would be open to him. Kenny Dalglish is their greatest ever player.
Okay.
So that's it. And I think I've managed a nice balance there. The temptation to put it all in as English players and just throw George Best in with them was hard, but the rules forbid it, so I made a balanced team.
That's very balanced.
I think I've ended up with 2 Northern Irish. How many English have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, a couple of Scots, a couple of Welsh. Yeah,
very nice.
Balanced.
Okay, so I'll do a quick recap. So my home nations combined 11. I've gone for Craig Gordon in goal. Carl Walker at right back with centre backs of Johnny Evans and John Terry. Left back, the Scotsman Andy Robertson. Left midfield, Gareth Bale, very easy choice. Centre midfield of Steven Gerrard and Aaron Ramsey. Right midfield, George Best with 2 strikers of Wayne Rooney and the one and only Mark Hughes.
Superb team, to be fair. Now that you read it out like that, it sounds good. Yeah, well, my all-time home nations 11 is going to be Pat Jennings in goal. Big Pat Jennings from Northern Ireland. Right back, Gary Neville. Centre back partnership of Johnny Evans from Northern Ireland and JT from England. And at left back, Ashley Cole, automatic choice. For the midfield, on the right wing, we have Georgie Best. Easy. Centre midfield, we have Gaza and Graham Souness from Scotland. And on the left, we have Gareth Bale. And up top, a partnership of the Welshman and the Scottishman, Ian Rush and Kenny Dalglish.
Also very solid.
Yeah, you really like that. Sounds alright.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that could win a tournament, I reckon.
Yeah, well, we'll not talk about doing a home nation stuff.
No.
We'll never join together for that. Let's not open that can of worms.
No.
Great. I hope everyone else can write in. Let us know what their teams are.
Let us know what your team would be. But remember, only 4 players max from each nation.
Yeah, and you try to get, if you can, 2 from each nation as well.
Yeah.
Great. Superb. That's your normal.
Ciao.